Hey everyone, today we are going to be talking about ClassKick. Now, ClassKick is a really good app or program to use to allow students to write anything or to do an assignment, but it's also really good because it allows teachers to constantly, in real time, observe what students are writing. And then the teacher can even go right in and comment, correct them, send them notes or feedback. And it's really useful. It's also pretty easy to use. So the first thing you're going to do on this ClassKick page on your MacBook is you're going to hit continue with Google. And as always, choose your district Google account and sign in. And you'll be brought to a page like this. Now, I have an assignment here already because I've used this before. You will probably have nothing there if this is your first time. Another thing is that mine says, hello, Mr. Katan, and it says Pro School. This is because I've activated our Pro account. We have premium accounts, but we have to activate them. If yours does not say Pro School, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to your profile, and then from there you're going to go to Plan, and then you're going to input an invite code here. Now, this invite code is going to have to come from your app specialist at your school. So reach out to your app specialist, get your invite code, input it here, and then that will allow you to activate your Pro account. And if you do that correctly and you input the code, you should end up like I have with an account that says Pro School. So at this point, I'm assuming that you have your Pro account set up. You've input the code. From there, we are going to go to this area that says Rosters, okay? And the really cool thing about ClassKick is it allows you to put in a roster and import it directly from Google Classroom. So if you have a Google Classroom with your students already in it, which I assume almost all of you do, if you go to the plus sign right here and hit import from Google, it will allow you to choose one of your Google Classroom rosters and import it directly into ClassKick. Now, once you click a roster to import, it will show up right here. So I clicked on the AP Chemistry one that I had already, and I chose import. And if I click on it, it'll show all of my students here. Now, I've blocked out the other side of the window because I don't want you to see their names or make it public. But you'll have all of your students here with their names on the left side. And if they imported correctly, your entire roster from Google Classroom should be in ClassKick. So it really is that easy. Now, one other thing I want you to know about rosters is that sometimes your rosters on Google Classroom change, right? You add students, you remove students, it happens. So next to the roster, there is this refresh button right here. It says sync with Google Classroom. And if you click it, what it will do is refresh the roster that you got from Google Classroom. So if you changed your roster in the last week, as soon as you hit that sync button, it will refresh it and it will change the roster according to Google Classroom's roster. So that's to sync to Google Classroom. And at this point, really, we want to start going to the Assignments tab on the left because we want to make an assignment, right? So most of ClassKick is done through this little plus sign icon. I used it before, but we're going to click that plus sign icon. And it says create a new blank assignment, create from file, and then some other options, right? So you can also create a folder to organize your assignments once you have a bunch of them. And this works like folders in any other app, really. We're going to start by making a new blank assignment. So as always, you got to give your assignment a name. So I'm going to call it sample assignment. And you can put the subject, whatever it may be. I'm going to put chemistry. And you could put the grades that it is. I don't even think this is mandatory, but you could do it. And then, of course, you can make it private so that only your students can see it, or you can do shared so that you can share it with other colleagues. And then, of course, you could put a description. I'm just going to put this is my sample ClassKick. All right. So you'll notice here that it starts you with 3 slides, and ClassKick assignments tend to look like slides. So if you've used Google Slides or PowerPoint, they kind of look the same way. So I'm going to click on the first slide they provide for me. Again, this is just a blank template for me to do whatever I want with. So what I'm going to do, for example, is I'm going to put a text box, which I just made by clicking that text icon, right? And I am going to type in it, what is the capital of Illinois? So that will be a question that will be there for students, and then students can write underneath to answer it like any other worksheet or file. Whatever you provide students, they can write all over. I'll put maybe another question. I'll say, which city is the furthest north. And you're probably wondering why I'm writing these things. And I'll show you right now. These are my questions that I'm going to provide for my students. Now I'm going to insert a picture for this assignment. So I'm going to go to this photo tab right here, add image, upload from computer. So right here, I have a map of Illinois saved, and so I'm going to upload it like any other picture, and it says add to question what. So I'm going to add it to page 1, Q1, which is our current page, and then I'm going to hit finish. And then just like that, I got my map. And again, this works just like a PowerPoint or any other app. You just add your photo. And now when students see this, they know that this is the map, and then in this blank space, they can write all over it, they can type, they can pretty much do whatever you ask them to do, right? If you notice here, it says 1 of 3 because it starts you off with 3 pages. So I'm going to go to page 2. So this will be the second page of your assignment. And at the end of the day, you could do whatever you want, right? You could write more questions. What is the state directly south of Illinois? Like most other apps, there is a way to create links. So if you want to insert some sort of video, you can do that. Just provide the URL to the video. You can add audio, so if you want to record yourself adding audio, there's multiple choice questions that you can add, which can be set up through this menu. And then another fun thing is that you can add a background. Now, some of those backgrounds are just for fun. You can import a background, so you could save a picture of a forest or whatever you're into. But a more useful thing is that you can add grid paper, for example. So maybe you're in a math class and you ask them a question that requires grid paper, and you can provide it for them, right? Here's more grid paper, more grid paper. There's also templates like this. Let me get rid of my text. So they provide to you a template to do a Venn diagram. Very cool. And there's a lot of stuff here. They provide you a template for doing these kind of comparison charts, a literal exit ticket with a real ticket, kind of cool, and stuff like that. And again, of course, if you have your own background you want to use, it's right here under import background, or you can just do a plain color. If you're good with a stylus or just drawing in general, you can also draw yourself all over it. You can do this on your iPad if that's better. So basically, that's how you create questions in ClassKick. Now, again, I have 3 pages, but you can create an assignment with 10 pages. Maybe you want to put multiple questions per page, or maybe you just want to put 1 question per page. So maybe you want 10 pages with 1 question on each. Another thing I want to point out is that I have 3 pages. They provided me with 3 pages, but maybe I don't want 3 pages. Maybe I'm done with 2. If that's the case and you want to get rid of a page, just hit back and it will show you your whole list of pages. If you go to these 3 dots down here, you can hit delete and it's gone. From that 3-dot menu, you can also do a number of things. You can copy a page, duplicate it. You can delete, which is what I just did. You could put them in a different order. And then again, there is that plus sign. So if you want to create a new slide for more questions, you could totally just hit it and it does that. Another thing that I want to point out is that these are each 0 points. So if you want to change that, you're going to have to click on it and provide a point value for each question, which is what I'm doing now. But it's just as easy as clicking on it and going. And then if you want to assign the assignment, all you do is go up top here where it says assign to a roster. So in other words, what class are you going to assign this to? I'll say I'll assign it to AP Chemistry, right? And then just like that, it is assigned to them. And then if they go into ClassKick, they should see this assignment there. You could also turn grades on. So if you want it to be listed as a graded assignment, you can certainly do that. You can also hide the assignment if you don't want students to be able to see it right away. You can lock it. And then right here, it provides a class code. So if you want to provide that class code to students, you can. That will allow them to log in and get to this assignment faster. The easier approach, in my opinion, is to give them this link right down here. If you hit copy link or share to Google Classroom, it will make it a post on Google Classroom. And then when students click that link, they will immediately get to this assignment, so it saves everyone the trouble. So I'll just show you what that looks like. The fastest approach, I think, is to simply hit copy link, and this will be a link to your ClassKick page to this assignment. We're going to hit create. We're going to create an assignment, and we'll call this a ClassKick sample assignment. Please complete the ClassKick assignment using the link below. And then add a link, and the link will of course be that ClassKick link that we just copied. Hit add link, assign it, and it will be waiting for them right there. And when they click this link that we gave them, it will take them directly to that assignment. Of course, that assumes that they have logged into ClassKick, that they have an account and stuff like that. But if everyone is in ClassKick and the machine is functioning and everything's working well, all they should need to do to get to your assignment is click on the link that you gave them, okay? So that is how you assign. Again, copy that link, paste it into a Google Classroom assignment, and it should be that easy. Now, one last thing I want to point out is that the assignment that I made here with the Illinois map and all that fun stuff, that was using the function up here in this plus sign that says new blank assignment. In other words, I made it from scratch, all my own text, all my own pictures. But maybe you already have some sort of PDF, some sort of worksheet, some sort of file, and all you need to do is upload it. You can do that by hitting Create from File. And then here waiting for me, I have this thing that says Bread Activity. It's a PDF that I had taken from another teacher. So I'm going to double click on it. And you'll notice that these are workbook pages in PDF form that, again, I took from another teacher. It already has these like blank spots for students to write, just like they would in real life if classes were normal. So I'm going to choose to import all pages. And then it will give me the option to look through the pages. Do I want to delete any of them with the trash can icon? Maybe I don't want to use all 7. Maybe I want to delete the last page. But I'm going to click Finish. And you'll notice that basically what that does is upload the PDF. So instead of you going through the trouble of making a new blank assignment, you can just upload a PDF and it'll kind of create those pages for you. Instead of me making a blank assignment, it just made an assignment for me using those pre-made pages. So I'm going to call this Sample Assignment 2. And you can go through the whole routine of choosing a subject. Again, I want to click on a page, and you'll notice that it just made nice workbook pages in ClassKick. This is page 1, this is page 2, and so on. And students can just click on the pen and write all over it. Students can also take a text box and write their answers. Now you don't even need to make a new blank assignment because you probably have a lot of PDFs pre-made. If you have worksheets that are already Word documents, I would recommend converting them to PDFs. It's very easy. If you need help, we can help you with that. And then once they are already PDFs, they can be uploaded into ClassKick. And the cool part is, again, ClassKick even pre-makes them into these separate pages. So I had 6 pages in the PDF, and it made them into 6 ClassKick pages for students to write on. Now I'm going to go home to our home page, and I'm going to go to our first sample assignment that we made, this one. And I already assigned it, right? I want to talk about why we use ClassKick. What's the point? Why should anybody use this? And the real reason is up here where it says View Work. So I'm covering those student names again so you can't see them. But what it does is it shows blank pages for every single student. And if you look, I can go through every student on my roster. And if the students have actually opened my assignment and are working on it, you will see in these boxes students actively working, actively writing. And you can actively click in there on each page, see what they've written, and then even write back to them and send notes and give feedback. Or, if nothing else, you can monitor the fact that students are or aren't working in real time. So in other words, if you give students a ClassKick assignment and say, hey, we're going to work on it from this time to this time, and students aren't working, you'll be actively able to see that they aren't working in here because their screen will not be updating. You won't see them writing. You won't see their answers. So in that way, it's a really good way to just make sure that students are working and enforce that. And if students aren't working, you can, say something to them either via Zoom or just via ClassKick or somewhere else. Say, hey, I don't see any of this work getting done. That's the real benefit of ClassKick, to be able to provide immediate feedback in the moment while an assignment is being done. There's really no better way to give immediate feedback in this virtual world. I'm going to plug a video real quick showing a teacher doing that in real time. So that is ClassKick basically. I really recommend you try it out. I really recommend you activate your pro account if you haven't already, and just take a few minutes to kind of mess around with some assignments. Click on that plus sign up here, make a new assignment or create one from a pre-existing PDF file you have, and see how it works. Try it out with your students. And I think once you become comfortable with it, you'll find that it's really easy and that it's really useful. Please reach out to me, your tech coaches, your app specialists. I hope it helped, and I hope you have a great day.